Hi, John Park here and welcome back to my technology commercialisation programme. It's Sunday, so here I am back on the sofa of contemplation. In my last video, I talked about how taking time to think is an important part of any learning journey, and it's equally important, if not more important, when you are building a business. There is much to reflect on this week, as I have made a lot of progress. Last week's reflection time really helped me crystallise out what DisrupTek really is in my mind right now. So I took a full day out from the Babson programme to get it all written down in a clear, concise presentation that I could share with other people. A key part of being on the Saltire Fellowship programme at Babson College is using the opportunity to get real feedback on your business. The campus itself has inspired me to think of my business as a global one, not just a Scottish one. And the faculty here are continually helping people like me build global business opportunities. So I decided to take my business back to the person that inspired me to create it in the first place, Les Charm. It was in Les's class 3 years ago on the Enterprise Educators programme in the Executive Education Centre at Babson that the original concept for DisrupTek was born. So I thought it appropriate to take this latest incarnation of DisrupTek back to test it with Les, the person it started with, and who is also notorious for his frank feedback. Frank, honest feedback is something we all need when we are constructing a new business opportunity. So I pulled together my presentation and then went off to see Les on Wednesday afternoon. The fact that Les sits on many company boards in the education sector means that he is in a great place to provide me with valuable guidance and advice. As the Saltire Fellowship programme at Babson is heavily focused on understanding the market, it really wasn't that surprising to find that that is where I have to do the most work. But to help me do this, Les gave me 3 simple questions to answer. First up, who is interested? I need to really focus on having a very specific profile for my potential customer, whoever or wherever they are. The second question is, when are they ready for what I have to offer? It's not just about knowing who my customer is, it's about knowing at which point in their life journey they really need and are ready to buy my product. And finally, how do I know they are ready? Assumptions need to be backed up with data. That's the only way that you know your assumptions are truly valid. When I left Les, I thought it would take me weeks to start defining the answers to these questions, but yet again I underestimated the power of the Boston ecosystem. By sheer chance, one of the other Saltire Fellows alerted me to a networking event that was taking place that very evening. And as a few other fellows were heading into town for a completely separate networking event across the river in Cambridge, I decided to take advantage of the free lift. I took the T from Cambridge into downtown Boston and then headed off to an obscure location across the river. It was a networking event like no other I have ever been to. The topic was digital education, in particular higher education, and how the world is changing in this new era of digital education. The event was held in a Boston creative co-working space and was in the form of a storytelling competition. 8 participants each competed against each other to tell the best 90-second story about their business and how it was impacting higher education. It was absolutely superb. I got so much insight into the sector in such a short period of time. The big surprise was Marco, a speaker from edX, the world's biggest online education platform. His words that night rang clear and are still ringing in my ears today. The most active edX learners are 30 plus career professionals who are looking for education that will help them with their next career move. They are impatient and simply can't wait or spare the time for traditional university education. That is my market, and they are my customers. I followed up with a discussion with Marco, who shared his email address, and a lot of insight about the kind of analytics edX have gathered on their students, and he's agreed to discuss it even further with me. I also got some insights into future edX developments with partner firms that are going to really help me establish my market channels for DisrupTek. So all in all, it's been a pretty awesome week, showing yet again how we need to interact with our environment to shape ideas, and how getting out there, talking to people and letting them help define your product is so important to a new business. That is something we will talk about much more on this programme. But I don't want you just to think about it. I want you to get out there and do it, just like I have. I have Babson and Boston. You have this programme and your local environment. And I'm absolutely sure you can achieve the same type of progress that I have in the last week. So after some careful reflection, I would like you to get out there and start defining, testing and shaping your ideas, but with real people. So good luck and thanks for listening.
When you go, will you send back a letter?